Hey guys, it's Jackie. So as some of you already know, I went on a solo road trip by myself down to the States to visit my sister in Portland. So I've put all my videos together and I basically just wanted to summarize how my trip went and the different things that I saw and did, and I'm going to post below some links for some of the main attractions just in case you're curious and want to check them out. So basically I started in Saskatchewan, made my way to Alberta, Idaho, Washington, and then Oregon, where I stayed with my sister in Portland for about 10 days. After that, I made my way to Seattle, then back to Kelowna, and Halcyon Hot Springs, Calgary, and then back to Saskatchewan. So just wanted to give a little bit of a summary of the main places that I saw, just in case anyone wanted to know, and then you can watch the video, which kind of showcases some of my favorite parts of the trip. So the first day that I was there with my sister, we checked out Forest Park, which is basically a really big urban park. It's one of the largest urban forests in the United States. So what's really great about that is you can check out the Northwest Forest without even leaving the city of Portland. So it's super great that way. If you like hiking, if you like walking, if you like being outdoors, this is an absolute must to check out. So I would highly recommend it. It is very beautiful. You would never guess that you're in the city of Portland. It's, yeah, so great. So check that out, Forest Park. Second day, my sister and I went to Pittock Mansion, which is basically a mansion that was owned by the Pittock family, and they were a really wealthy, influential family in the history of Portland. They owned a newspaper and were wealthy, so they had this mansion, in short, and now it's a museum. So it's a really great place to check out. It really showcases the history of Portland and kind of how the city came to be. So it's very interesting if you're interested in history, I guess, or if you like big houses or fancy houses, this would be a good thing for you to check out. The third day, my sister, her husband, and I went to Abiqua Falls, which was a really beautiful waterfall. It was a bit of a challenge to get there. They recommend using a vehicle that has four-wheel drive to get there just because the roads are pretty tight and pretty sketchy. So I would probably recommend that just because some of the bumps and stuff that we went over were really giant. And there was actually a truck in the ditch off of a cliff. So just to let you know that it is a little bit hairy. The hike itself was very steep. So if you are going to go on this hike, wear some good shoes. It is kind of dangerous. On the website it said it was really steep and that it is really treacherous in wet conditions. It was pretty treacherous without it being wet, so just keep that in mind. There are two different paths you can take to get to the falls. One of them is much more treacherous than the other, so if you're curious about that, I could let you know more about it. And yeah, so it's a super awesome hike. Just to be aware, it is a little bit dangerous to get to it. So on the fourth day, I went to the Portland Art Museum. This is definitely something you could make a whole day out of. The Portland Art Museum is in the downtown of Portland, and it's really close to a lot of great restaurants and a lot of other cool things that you can just walk around and check out. So if you wanted to make a whole day out of it, that would be a really great thing to do. And the art museum itself was really big, and I spent about 3 hours there, and you could probably easily spend more time there, so definitely worth checking out. After that, I went to Multnomah Falls, which is more of a touristy waterfall, but still really amazing. With the Multnomah Falls, you can hike all the way up the mountain to the top of the falls and kind of look down at everything, which was really cool. There's a bridge partway up, and really great place for taking photos. It does have a restaurant as well as a snack bar and a gift shop, so it is quite a bit more touristy, but definitely well worth seeing. I also checked out Washington Park while I was there, which is basically another urban park that's really forested. There is an arboretum there, which is, if you don't know, a tree museum. So if you're interested in seeing different types of trees, all of the trees that are in there are labeled, so you can see what types of trees you're looking at, which is actually kind of interesting. They also have the zoo there, the children's museum, and there's a Japanese garden, which I checked out as well. It is a garden that you have to pay to get into, but once again, they do have a restaurant there, a gift shop, and it is a place where you could spend a good portion of the day checking out. So it's a very beautiful garden, and it makes you feel like you're in Japan, so it was pretty cool. Probably a better time to go would be in the summertime when the garden's actually in bloom. It was still really beautiful when I went there in March, but it would have been much nicer to see it in the summer when it is blooming. So we also went to the coast one day. The coast is about an hour or so from Portland, and we went to Cannon Beach, which is a really great place to go as well, to make a day trip out of it. It has a lot of great restaurants and cool shops to check out along the main street along the beach. And the coast itself, of course, is very beautiful. There's Haystack Rock there as well. Ecola State Park is also there, which I'm told is very beautiful. We tried to get in, but we forgot money, and it does require $5 to enter the park. I also recommend checking out the food carts on Mississippi Avenue. Basically, it's a lot of food carts that are in an area, and they're there kind of all year long. Lots of different types of food, really delicious. So if you like food and you like street food, it would be a good place to check out. Not too far from Mississippi Avenue is Alberta Street, which is an area where there's just lots of cool shops and stuff to check out as well, so that you could kind of combine the two, the Mississippi Avenue and Alberta Street together, to make a nice day out of it. On Saturdays at Portland State University, they have a Saturday market, which is basically a farmer's market that they have every Saturday, so lots of great fresh produce, beautiful flowers, and lots of really good food. So once again, if you're like me and you love food, that's a good place to check out. So that pretty much sums up my time in Portland. I'm hoping to maybe write a blog post about the different restaurants that I checked out on this trip as well, because I did eat a lot of good food on this trip, so I'd like to share those restaurants that I checked out with you guys. So before I got to Seattle, I stopped in Shelton, Washington, where I went skydiving. I did a tandem skydive, which was super awesome. I will post the video for that here as well, because it's hilarious and entertaining, and it was just super fun. So I would recommend skydiving if you've never gone before, and to check out that video when I post it. So while I was in Seattle, I checked out Pike Place Market, which was an amazing market. They have like absolutely everything and anything there, all sorts of really cool, neat, wonderful, wild things. So it's definitely a must-see. The original Starbucks is there, and lots of baking and like any type of food you can imagine is there. So if you go there, definitely go hungry, because there is so much food to eat. After Seattle, I went to Kelowna, and there I checked out a winery, Quail's Gate it was called, and it has one of Canada's top 100 restaurants at it as well, so you can have some good wine and some good food while you're there. And the great thing about it is that it is open all year. A lot of the wineries are only seasonal, so that's a really great place to check out all year round. After Kelowna, I went to Halcyon Hot Springs, which is basically just a hot spring resort. It's along a really beautiful lake, so you get this view of the mountains and the lake, and you get to just sit and chill in a hot tub. And it was a really great time of year to go in March, because there was nobody there. I had the entire pool to myself, and that was really great. So definitely check it out if hot springing is your thing. After Halcyon Hot Springs, a really great way to end the trip, I just stopped in Calgary and saw a few of my close friends that I haven't seen in a while, so that was a really nice way to wrap up the trip before I came back to Saskatchewan. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up for the most part. Check out the video, it's much more exciting than me talking here, so hope you guys enjoy. are at Pittock Mansion, and it is pretty close to the forest park that we were at yesterday. It's a really nice day out today. It's quite warm, and we're gonna go check out the mansion. Thought this would be an easy hike, but it's actually pretty challenging terrain. We've been walking along the river now, which is amazingly beautiful, but quite difficult. food carts on Mississippi Avenue, and it's next to a restaurant called Prost. It's Kelsey. She got a beef brisket sandwich and some macaroni and cheese. I got some ramen noodles. You can see there's all sorts of food carts here. It's raining today and pretty chilly. We were really lucky so far with the warm weather that we've had, but it's still pretty nice out. So yeah, it's been good food. We're just on Alberta Street right now and it's still raining a little bit. And it's pretty close to the Mississippi Avenue where we went for lunch. There's just lots of cool shops on this street, so we're just checking out the different shops. So we'll do that for a little while. And yeah. Lots of cool things to see. The Saturday market at Portland State University. It's here every Saturday, I guess. It's just kind of a big farmer's market. So we're gonna go check that out. Probably get something to eat here. And we're also gonna go to Powell's Books, which is apparently the largest independent book shop or store, bookstore in the world, I think. So that would be pretty cool to see.
I'm not sure about the world.
I think it said the world when I read on Wikipedia. I don't know if it's true or not, but we'll check out the market. Some lunch here at the Saturday market. We got some pierogies and sausage and sauerkraut, which looks really good. There's all sorts of booths here. There's like a typical farmer's market, I guess, just fresh produce and baking and all that good stuff. So lots and lots of different vendors here. I guess in the summer it's about double the size that it is today, but it's still pretty. And there's a band that's supposed to be playing. And all sorts of good stuff. So we just finished at Powell's City of Books, and I definitely believe that that is the biggest bookstore in the world. They had new and used books, which was pretty neat, and it was huge. You could spend hours and hours in there. And we bought some books, and now it's something to drink because we're both super thirsty.
guess I must be dreaming. I'm on the edge of paradise, escaping all the chains of time. No plans for tomorrow. We'll let the night take us where it wants to. And if we leave the world behind, it'll be just you and I, living like we just got paid, loving like our hearts can't break, forever young, wild and free, like an endless summer. Living like we just got paid, loving like our hearts can't break, forever young, wild and free, like an endless summer. Don't have a reason to stay at home. It's always the weekend with sunny days and clear blue skies.